Hello and welcome back to Borderlands 3. Hope you guys are doing well. Today, this video is going to be absolutely crazy. We're going to go through the full list of all the bosses in Borderlands 3, ranked in order for how many class mods they drop, compared to the time it takes them to farm. So if you guys are looking for Borderlands 3 legendary class mods, this is the video you want to watch. If you guys have been watching me for a while, you know what's going on, but if you guys are new around here, I have killed every boss in this game on Mayhem 4 True Vault Hunter mode from when like the Mayhem 4 update came out. Pretty much one every day for like over a month now. We've made a video on it and we've compared all their stats for legendary weapons, their anointed weapons, their class mods, their artifacts. Everything has been recorded, and now at the end of the series where we're currently at, I've made a video with all the legendary weapons that all the bosses have dropped, how many they've dropped, and how long it takes to farm them. Usually around the fastest time for my flak build at least. Compared that in the video, that's already out if you guys want to check that one out. Same with the anointed weapons, and this one is going to be the class mods. Before we get into it, slight disclaimer, it is not guaranteed that every boss drops this amount of class mods per 50 runs of Mayhem 4 True Vault Hunter mode. It's not guaranteed, it is somewhat up to RNG, but comparing them overall, you're getting a general idea of how many class mods each kind of boss drops. So if somebody's dropping 25 and someone's dropping 1, that's not RNG. That is, somebody drops a lot more all the time compared to the person that just never drops any. Now, as for skill tree, I use pretty much the exact same one every single time. So if you guys are playing for flak, I would highly recommend this build. I'm not going to run through the entire thing because it takes way too long, but generally this is the build I've gone through. If you guys want to use it or check it out for yourselves, feel free to pause it and check out the points that I've skill treed into, spec'd into. But yeah, I highly recommend this build. Essentially, it is just as much damage as I can get out of it, high critical hit damage, as well as trying to get my fade away as quickly as possible back after I've lost it. And all of that works really, really well to just do max amount of damage with a whole variety of weapons. And then essentially my class mod just keeps changing on basically whatever weapon I want to use for a particular boss. The most common weapon that I use is a bang stick with an unforgiven trick. If you guys don't know what that is, there'll be a video linked at the end of this video on the end title card thing. You guys can check that out. The bang stick is an amazing gun in this game, but a lot of you guys will already know what it is, so I won't show it in this video. But essentially that is how I've killed pretty much every boss in this game to get pretty much the fastest time this build can get. I know there's different ways of doing it with other characters that sometimes kill bosses faster and sometimes slower depending on which one it is. I just generally kept it with this one just so it was a nice even sort of comparison for all the bosses. If I kill it with this skill tree with the same kind of weapons, it's pretty accurate. Now just quickly before I get into the stats of all the class mods and all the bosses ranked in order for their times, I need you guys help with one thing. In the next week or so, I'm getting my new PC and I'm going to start streaming regularly on the channel, and I need you guys help for challenge ideas. I do have quite a few already, but there's way more of you guys than there are of me, and if you guys have any suggestions of any like playthrough challenges, just general end game challenges, anything you guys want to see in Borderlands 3, if you guys don't have the time, I have it for you guys. For example, I killed every boss in this game 50 times on Mayhem 4 and it took over a month. Now that I'm going to be streaming regularly, I want to see how many challenges we can get done and help out the community with anything like this. Stats like this help the community a lot, and if you guys have any suggestions or anything you guys want to know in Borderlands 3 and you don't have the month long to commit to doing it, I'll do it for you guys. Let me know in the comment section down below. But now for the fun stuff. The best bosses in Borderlands 3 that drop legendary class mods currently are the top 5, starting with Jackbot, who is currently the best place by far. Absolutely crazy amounts of legendary class mods. After 50 runs, he drops 83 class mods. I don't know if that's going to stay there for very long. For the record, if you guys want to farm Jackbot, I highly recommend you guys do it straight away, because I have a strong feeling he's going to be heavily patched, because that's just broken number. I will also mention he doesn't actually drop non-DLC 1 class mods. So if you want the new class mods, he's the easiest way to get it, as long as you can handle his boss fight. But if you guys are going for any of the other class mods that aren't DLC 1 related, the second best place is Freddy. Unfortunately, a lot of people are on two different sides for Freddy. Some people agree with me and say they get a lot of stuff, heaps of variety, which I did after I did 50 runs. I got heaps of random stuff, heaps of stuff from DLC 1, heaps of stuff out of DLC 1, variety of artifacts, class mods, heaps of stuff. He drops a lot of legendaries, a lot of anointed legendaries, and he's a super easy farm. But a lot of people are on the opposite side, where they don't get anything from him, barely any variety, and mostly the auto-aim sniper rifle. So test out for yourselves. It is a super easy farm to definitely check out, and see if you guys get the variety, see if you guys get the class mods. He, for me, dropped probably half and half DLC 1 and then non-DLC class mods. So that would be my recommendation. Of course, if you guys don't like either of those two bosses or just don't have DLC 1, Agonizer 9000 is in third place with 25 class mods after 50 runs, which is an absolutely crazy amount. He was definitely number 1 spot on our like whole series, probably like 90% of it, until DLC 1 came out and got knocked off the top spot. But he drops a crazy amount. Plus he drops a bunch of legendaries and has some good dedicated drops as well. In fourth place, Scraptrap drops 20 legendary class mods. I'm pretty certain I only got DLC 1 legendary class mods from him, maybe 1 or 2 non-DLC ones, but primarily, if you guys are going for DLC 1 class mods, there are better places than Scraptrap, but if you guys want to farm him for like the Lucky 7 or anything like that, he also drops them at the same time. And for 5th place, Rampager drops 17 legendary class mods, which is a whole bunch as well. As for the rest of the bosses, I'll show them on screen with all their stats, all the legendary class mods. They drop in order from how good they are from top to bottom. You guys can check out the rest of them. I won't read through all of them because it'll take way too long. But you guys can see where your favorite bosses come in on the scale of the legendary class mods. The only mention is Billy the Anointed dropped absolutely 0 after 50 runs. He just has an extremely low drop rate of any legendary weapons. He does technically have a dedicated drop for the new Moe's class mod. Oh, it's relatively new, about a month ago. I believe it's called the Raging Bear. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. I couldn't get it to drop after like 50 to actually almost 100 runs, but if you guys are going for that class mod, he is the only place other than Wotan. But in general, he doesn't drop any other legendary class mods, from my experience at least. If you guys are still reading those stats, feel free to pause the video because I'm going to go into the next list. And that list is the fastest farms in Borderlands 3. I've already run through these stats in the last 2 videos, so I'll fly through them for this one in case you guys have watched the other 2 already. Again, just a quick mention, of course, these farms can be done a lot faster or slower depending on what character you're playing, how good you are at the game, what weapons you have, what kind of strat you guys are using. But I had a few people in the comment section asking for the times, so I went and timed my generally fastest time for all these bosses. So it's definitely skewed to, one, my ability, my build with flak, and of course the weapons I was using, but it gives a general consensus of how fast the farm is. The time itself is recorded from when you're allowed to leave the closest new station, running to the boss fight, killing the boss, logging out of the game and logging back into the game. For the login screen for a PS4 player is about 30 seconds. I'm pretty sure it's capped at. Logging out is about 10 seconds. So I just added 40 seconds for the loading screen. If you guys are on PC or anything like that and your system can load it faster, just take off 40 seconds and add the time that your system takes. But other than that, let's get into the top 5 fastest times. The number 1 spot is 40 seconds, which is a super fast farm, and it is Freddy. The primary reason is because he doesn't have a loading screen. The best part about him is you can just fast travel back to his new station in the menu and you don't have to log in and out. He'll spawn back every single time. Also saves the having to kill the loader bots before his boss fight, which is fantastic. The second place is Gigamind with 1 minute, who's a super fast farm. Even though you have to log in and out of the game, it only takes me 1 minute. That's how much faster he is as a boss fight. So out of DLC 1, Gigamind is super quick. In third place with 1 minute and 10 seconds is actually a tie between 4 bosses: Captain Trort, General Trort, Fabricator Mark II, and Billy the Anointed, all super fast farms. In fourth place, we got with 1 minute and 30 seconds, tie between 3 people, is Graveward, Mouthpiece, and Katagawa Ball. And in 5th place is Agonizer 9000 with 1 minute and 50 seconds. As for the rest of the bosses, I'll leave the fastest times on screen so you guys can check them out for yourselves and see where your favorite bosses ends up in the ranking. A few mentions: after making my video a couple days ago, I was told Scraptrap you can actually bypass his loading in and out screen by going to the shipping container and doing a weird little thing there. I personally haven't done it myself, but if you guys know how to do that, then that will save you some time. But personally, he takes 3 minutes total anyway, so 2 minutes 40 doesn't actually move him up in the list whatsoever. And I also hear Killer Vault can also be skipped if you down yourself after killing him. But I personally wouldn't use that strat anyway because it would waste all my money, which I use for SDUs on different characters, etc. But if you guys want to do that, that will save you guys a bit of time with him. Oh yeah, and if you guys have noticed, Troy is in the very last place with 7 minutes. I know a lot of people will be able to kill Troy, and probably most people, including myself, could kill Troy faster than 7 minutes, but I personally hate that boss fight, so I refuse to try and kill him another 10 times after killing him 50 times to see how fast I get the boss fight. So I just capped him at 7 minutes because screw that guy. But if you guys actually do like that boss fight, essentially just record how long it takes you guys to do it. It is still a super long boss fight because he has immunity stages and he stands around for a long time and does his charge up thing. So he's definitely not up there on the fastest times, but if you guys can do better than me, feel free to just change the stats. Anyways, now to the best part. All the bosses ranked in order for who is the very best at dropping legendary class mods compared to the time it takes them to farm, aka the numbers of how many legendary class mods they drop per hour of farming them, which is the best stat ever. If you guys don't have a bunch of time to farm Borderlands 3 bosses for like 70 hours at a time, you guys can just go for the most efficient one, farm them, get your absolute god roll class mod, stuff like that, and then you'll save a whole bunch of time. Starting with number 5, the original MVP for legendary weapons in Borderlands 3 before all this Mayhem 4 mayhem is Graveward. He dropped me 16 legendary class mods after his 50 runs, which compared to his time results in 12.8 legendary class mods per hour, which is really good. I think I said this in one of my recent videos as well, but do you guys remember the Borderlands 2 days where you had to farm something for like 4 to 10 hours and maybe you don't even get it once? Well, Borderlands 3 is not like that. You can get 13 legendary class mods in 1 hour from not even the best boss in the game. But yeah, I just love that. Anyways, moving on to the 4th best place to get legendary class mods in Borderlands 3, which is Agonizer 9000. He's a fantastic farm. He drops 25 legendary class mods after the 50 runs, and that is 16.36 legendary class mods per hour, which is absolutely crazy. So that's 4 more than Gravy, the one below him. 3rd place is again a non-DLC boss. All 3 of these are fantastic places. And the 3rd place is Gigamind. 15 legendary class mods per 50 runs, but he's a much faster farm, so you don't have to spend as much time farming him like you do Agonizer. He drops 18 legendary class mods per hour, which is absolutely ludicrous. So if you guys are going for the gold rolls and you guys don't have DLC 1, any of those 3 places are fantastic, particularly Gigamind. I highly rate him as a legendary boss farm. As for the 2nd place, Jackpot is the 3rd best place to get legendary class mods as for the time it takes to fight them. That's even when you bypass the last stage, because there's currently a weird glitch with him. If you put enough damage into him, he doesn't even have to do his last stage, so that actually saves you a lot of time. But it still takes a long time anyway, because there's still those 3 first stages. He does currently drop a broken amount of legendary class mods, which is 83 per 50 runs. So if you guys have DLC 1, definitely get on if you guys want the new legendary class mods that are just DLC 1 specific, because he drops 45.97 legendary class mods per hour. Yes, literally, that's ridiculous. It's broken, but it's fine, totally cool with it. But the number 1 place is Freddy the Trader, who's a fantastic farm. Super fast, faster than literally everyone else, and for me at least, he drops a bunch of variety of weapons. I've hyped him up a lot in the last week or so, so I won't go on about too much, but he is a super fast farm. He drops not even the most amount of legendary class mods, he drops the most that isn't a broken number, aka Jackpot. But compared to his times, he just absolutely smashes everyone else. 52.2 legendary class mods per hour, which is ridiculous. So you're just killing him so much faster than literally everybody else in the game. He drops a ridiculous amount of literally everything. So I highly recommend him. If you guys did try him out at the start, maybe try him again. Maybe he's been patched or something since you last fought him or something like that. But again, if not, if you don't like Freddy, if you don't have DLC 1, if you don't like Jackpot, there are 3 fantastic places for legendary class mods that are outside of DLC. The highest one I recommend, not even just because of the stats, is Gigamind, because he's just a fantastic farm. He's just an all-round easy boss for pretty much any build to kill. You don't have to be particularly like stacked for a particular strategy or anything like that. He's just a good all-round boss fight. And for the rest of the bosses, I'll show it on screen in order, ranked top to bottom for the amount of legendary class mods they drop per hour of farming them, just showing on screen. So if you guys want to check them out for yourselves, all your favorite bosses are up there, see where they rank from top to bottom. Of course, the bottom is Billy, because he drops absolutely nothing for me. But yeah, compared to the first list of just how many they drop per 50 runs, a lot of the bosses have moved around because some are a lot faster than others. So definitely check out those and consider that when you guys are deciding who to farm next for your legendary class mods. If you guys are still checking out this list, feel free to pause the video now, because I'm about to take it off screen. But yeah, that is every single boss in Borderlands 3 ranked top to bottom for the legendary class mods they drop compared to the times it takes to farm them. So it'll save you guys a whole bunch of time in farming legendary class mods in Borderlands 3. If you guys enjoyed this video or found it helpful at all, I'd really appreciate if you guys could smash subscribe. Took a good month to bring these videos all together, so I'd really appreciate any love and support on the channel. And this series has grown so much since we started, so thank you very much for all the support you guys have already shown. You guys are absolute legends, and I really appreciate it. If you guys could leave a like and share the video as well, that would be amazing. Helps the channel grow even more than it already has. That would be fantastic. And if you guys haven't already, feel free to leave a comment down below for any challenges you guys have in Borderlands 3. In the next week, I get my PC. I'm going to try and get my 50 kills of Roton on Mayhem 4 done. That may take all week, but I'm going to try and get it done, as well as the legendary artifacts. All the bosses rank for that as well for their time, so that's coming out in the next few days. But yeah, other than that, I hope you guys have a fantastic day, night, whatever time it is for you guys. I shall see you guys in the next video, which will hopefully be out tomorrow. Till then, adios.